How a test of significance works.
Each type of null hypothesis is tested by a particular statistic.
Each statistic is characterized by a unique distribution of values that are used to evaluate the sample data.
What is hypothesis testing? It's a way for you to test the results of a survey or an experiment to see if you have meaningful results.
You are basically testing whether your results are valid by figuring out the odds that your results have happened by chance. If your results may have happened by chance, the experiment would be repeatable and so has little use. Hypothesis testing can be one of the most confusing aspects for students, mostly because before you can even perform a test, you have to know what your null hypothesis is.
Often, those tricky-word problems that you are faced with can be difficult to decipher, but it's easier than you think. All you need to do is
figure out your null hypothesis. State your null hypothesis. Choose what kind of test you need to perform. Either support or reject the null hypothesis. Test of significance works. Each type of null hypothesis is tested with a particular statistic. Each statistic is characterized by a unique distribution of values that are used to evaluate the sample data. Do you know hypothesis testing? What is a hypothesis testing? You are basically testing whether your results are valid by figuring out the odds that your results have happened by chance. If your results may have happened by chance, the experiment would be repeatable and so has little use. Hypothesis testing can be one of the most confusing aspects for students, mostly because before you can even perform a test, you have to know what your null hypothesis is. Figure out your null hypothesis. State your null hypothesis. Choose what kind of test you need to perform. Either support or reject the null hypothesis. For example, a new medicine you think might work. Next, a way of testing you think might be better. What is null hypothesis? The null hypothesis is the commonly accepted fact. It is the opposite of the alternate hypothesis. Researchers work to reject, nullify, or disprove the null hypothesis. Researchers come up with an alternate hypothesis. One that they think explains a phenomenon and then work to reject the null hypothesis.
Hypothesis is an educated guess in the world around you. Do you get what hypothesis is?
It should be testable, either by experiment or observation. For example, a new medicine you think might work. Next, a way of testing you think might be better. What is null hypothesis? The null hypothesis is the commonly accepted fact. It is the opposite of the alternate hypothesis. Researchers work to reject, nullify, or disprove the null hypothesis. Researchers come up with an alternate hypothesis, one that they think explains a phenomenon, and then work to reject the null hypothesis.